I made t-shirts, what are you gonna do? But that set was a time and a half taller than this room, maybe. Sound stages are pretty tall because they have to hang the lights from them to get over the walls. And it was a functioning 2-story room. So when you get in there, the hotel lobby was this massive room, and then you actually walk up a real staircase up into the upper part where the bar is, and it's actually a real bar back there. The Robichaux house, when we did Coven, was not quite as tall. That was also a real functioning 2-story house where you had to walk up the stairs and you were on a second level, and there were all the rooms back there in the bathrooms. Those sets are, the attention to detail is mad. It's just sick. It's crazy. Of course, the front desk where Liz and Ira spend a lot of time, Kathy Bates and my character, the minute you walk behind those doors, there's nothing. You're like, oh. You know, it's a hallway where people are sitting watching the monitors, and the costume people are twittering, you know, and everyone's on their iPhones. But the makeup people waiting for us to call for makeup. But, and the Countess's bedroom was back there in a separate little set. So on any given soundstage, you'd have this massive room, and then you go out of that room, and there'd be like another long hallway, which was the Countess's rooms. And then we had a different building altogether that were the actual hotel rooms and the actual hallways. So all the hallway stuff, we had to go somewhere else to shoot, a different room. And then the exterior of the hotel was downtown LA. And they took a massive crane and hoisted up the neon sign and held it in place against the building, because it wasn't really on the building. It was just held in place against the building. And it was in an old hat shop. It was this crazy old hat shop, and that was the Hotel Cortez. We never shot inside there, we just shot the exterior. But that was a massive room and a beautiful, beautiful room. People were so stunned when they came in there. And then they destroyed it. All those sets get destroyed, yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Dennis. Big fan. My partner and I have loved you in all the seasons you've been in.
Thank you.
You've been a shining character in each one of them. I actually had a couple of questions, kind of theories about things, and since kind of you're on the inside, you might have heard something. The first one is, I'm just curious, what is the relationship, if you know, between Murder House and Hotel Cortez that would actually keep people inside once they die? What is that metaphysical thing keeping them there?
Well, you know, I mean, having come from the land of True Blood, where Alan Ball once famously, I know, Alan Ball once famously said, we just make this shit up, I don't know. You know, you try to be consistent, but you also are trying to be not hemmed in by things. And, you know, my big objection to Twilight, even though I liked it, was that real vampires don't sparkle. They die in the sunlight. Sorry, that's an age-old rule. You don't get to go to sunlight. So there are some rules you've got to obey. So I think the rule about the ghost being confined to a building is a rule that they decided early on was just one you had to obey. That it made it more interesting if spirits are locked to a place. And I don't know, it's nice to have some sort of boundary or some sort of, you know, break on the world, because God knows there don't seem to be any other rules. I mean, the joke in American Horror Story always was, you died? Don't worry, you'll come back. You'll come back in a flashback, you'll come back as a ghost. Who knows how you'll come back? You'll be revived. When I died in Coven, I was like, oh, I thought I had 10 episodes in my contract. Oh, wow. And they were like, oh, you'll come back. And I came back, and we never really figured out if I was a ghost or not. And I'm like, so if I'm a ghost, how do I give her Epicac and a spoon? And they're like, stop thinking so much, just give her the spoon. I'm like, okay. So, you know, by the way, we do take a lot of care with this stuff. It's not that we're flippant, but there are some times when it's deep, it's late, and you just kind of go, I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to believe, and this is going to become true. You know, as far as the Murder House Cortez connection, my favorite one was Marcy the Realtor. The fact that she came back and the fact that she died in the Cortez, that was fantastic. I love the fact that Queenie showed up from Coven in that. You know, I love Naomi Grossman's thing between season 2 and season 4. Freak Show, I thought that was fantastic. The great thing is that the more we make these, the more chances we have to sort of cross-pollinate. So I think it's really, really great. Who knows? We may see Liz showing up in the future somewhere.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
And then what's your take on the fan theory that each season is representative of a 7 deadly sin?
I think they should come and work for us.
My name's Storm. I'll give you my number later.
Hi.
Yeah,
I was just wondering, for every season, how did you prepare? Did you guys go search the internet for Murder House, Asylum? How did you guys prepare for each season?
Part of we try to have conversations with Ryan and the writers.